heart attack. Fast fatal heart impact. Past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions. Fact, don't ask. Grab reactions. Jacked attack with every word. Then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused. Call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose. Pick a new silver juice. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now. Y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're discreet now. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before we do begin, let us give a brief little review. In the last part, quite a bit of things have happened. We had Deku, and we also had Koya. Deku learned a lot more about Koya's past after Haran told Deku that she used to be a very talented and dangerous bloodbender. And Deku, he was confused. He brought this to Koya, and he wanted to know more. He knows literally as much about her as his own parents do. Him and her, their relationship is good, but she knows a lot about Deku, but not the other way around. And Deku, he somewhat talked to her about this. In Koya, she revealed her secret, something that has been eating away at her for years. There are some men who murdered her sister, and whenever she saw them after a while, after an attempt they made to try and abduct her and they left her body scarred, she murdered them. She made it painful and she accidentally murdered her friend in a rage. They agreed that human life was sacred, and that they wouldn't kill anybody. But Koya, yeah, she broke that promise to her best friend. And she felt ashamed. She felt scared because she didn't know how Deku would react. And Deku, him and Koya spent some time together. Deku, he embraced Koya, and he calmed her down. And then he went on his mission. Deku met twice, and then him and a group of his clones, they took down an outpost in Japan for the White Lotus. And then Deku, he quite literally turned the headquarters of the White Lotus on its very head. He picked up a town, ripped it apart, and then threw it down into the hole he pulled it out of. And that is no metaphor. That's quite literally what happened. And Deku, he felt a lot better. He let the leader of the White Lotus know he was being murdered by the Avatar. And Deku, he took satisfaction at that. He didn't feel like he wasn't in control. He felt totally in control. And he liked it. He liked having that power. Nobody looking over his shoulder and telling him what to do. Nobody bossing him around and giving him orders anymore. Nobody trying to tell him what he can and cannot learn. Now, Deku, yeah. Him and Koya slept in. And there actually is in the afternoon, where Haran, he does knock on Deku's door, and Deku, he does walk out. His hair kinda messy, and him slipping on a shirt. As Deku, he is told by Haran that him and Koya, they do actually need to come with him. What is it? Izuku, I must tell you. The copy has been sent to your mother and father. It arrived very shortly after 8 in the morning. After that happened, well, the news started to report on the White Lotus. They did. Correct. And after that, we have been talking. Me and Offwin have come to a bit of a decision. We wish to inform our organization that the Avatar works with us. You can't be serious. But I am. We will not be using your face. However, we wish for you to demonstrate your powers in front of everybody. As a masked individual, we will explain that you wish to keep your identity secret. And we wish for your copy to take its place. Really? Correct. However, at certain times we will need you to fill in for it. I think I get it. So you want me to fill in for it in case it wants to try and fight it, because of its difficulty to maintain form. especially in combat. Yes, I understand. Yeah, I can do that. I'm just Izuku to everybody else. And, well, I'll tell you about it because she does know as well. And so does another earthbender. How many people exactly know about you? A handful, I think? It's hard to say, really. Hmm, intriguing. Well, I guess that will have to be that. So, how do things go with young Koya? Now, Koya is going to open the door, and Deku is going to directly turn and look at Koya. Ash has looked right at Deku before looking at Haran, and Haran is going to turn his head. As Koya, she does have a shirt on and some pajama bottoms. And Deku, or Haran, does look directly at her. Before she's going to look directly at Deku and ask what's happening. And Haran would just tell Deku to explain it to her better. That one of the copies will be posing as the Avatar, and in case the Avatar doesn't need to battle, Deku will be taking its place. Hmm. Oh, okay. How are you doing, young Koya? I'm doing better. I, um, I feel better after last night. Got a lot off my chest. It's just, thank you for helping me. It is quite alright. I do try to seek betterment for everybody else. The world we live in, it's not worth living in if people don't want to live anymore. Do you understand? Thank you, Haran. It's alright. Please. I am happy to see that you are doing better. Your aura seems calm. It does? Correct. So does Izuku's. I'm happy for both of you. I will be leaving now. Departure is in an hour. I came here to tell you both. Izuku, please be suited up, and get your copy some clothes. Right. Now, Deku will return, and tell Koya about what's going to be happening. As there actually is on the plane, where Koya she is staring at Deku and then staring back at the copy. Deku is wearing the entire blacked out outfit, with long sleeves and some fingerless gloves. As there actually is where he also does have the hood in his hand. This is so weird. It is, right? Totally, dude. Okay, don't say totally if you're me, because that sounds so weird coming out of my mouth. Uh, I'm trying to show that we're different, I guess. I don't know. Change up the way I talk so I don't get confused for you. Huh, that does sound like something I'd do. Right? Okay, you two. How about this? We have a phrase. I have one with each of you. That way I know how to tell you two apart. Right, but what if we just say the same phrase? Well, I'll only tell one of you the same phrase. Or I'll only tell one of you a different phrase. One for each of you. That might actually work, right? Alright, we're getting ready to land. Deku gonna pull the hood up onto his head. Him pulling it down, and actually going to use his necklace to make sure it does get fashioned into the inner lining of his suit. Or his, well, shirt. Now, this basically would secure it down so if anyone tries to pull it up, they can't do that. And Deku, he does just somewhat sit there, looking at himself and Koya. And Koya is going to look at the copy. And she does think about holding his hand, but it's the copy. That's still weird. Now, Koya does just sit there. And Deku, he does notice that. Before he does tell Koya to just act natural. And Koya just won't go to agree. As the copy himself is going to throw out his hand, talking about how it's really just him. I mean, they're the exact same, memories and all. Yeah, up until I killed a lot of people. Touche. Now, Quail would grab its hand, and Goodison whisper something into its ear, and Deku, he just don't gonna nod. For Quail's gonna stand up and whisper something into the real Deku's ear. And Deku just sit there. As whenever they do arrive and walk out, Haran, he actually started to announce to everybody that he actually does have a special guest here today. And a lot of people, they are actually somewhat here. They have been called here because they heard about this. I mean, it can't be so special, right? Now, Haran is going to announce they have somebody here who does want to be a member of their organization. However, because of their specific role in the world, they do wish to keep their face hidden. And that cannot really be blamed because of the Avatar's role in the environment and in nature to keep peace and balance. Now, everybody they just watch that. As the man is come walking out, he's wearing a hood. And, well, he's a man. Well, that's odd. He's also a lot taller than they thought he would be. Now, Deku, he actually does have a staff. And Deku, he's somewhat excited. He hasn't ridden one of these things in years. However, the bad thing is, he can fly without it. However, Haran told him that it was just a part of the act. So, he got one. Now, Deku, he does walk out. Before going to bow to a lot of people, and going to hold out his hand. As he does hold up some flames before going to reach out. And going to pull something metallic directly out from the holster of somebody. As a gun is going flying into Deku's hand. Deku holding it up before just going to throw it outwards. And I really do watch that. A gun is flying upwards into the air. And there's flames in the other hand. Now, somebody look at a comment on that. That can't be the Avatar, right? This is the Avatar. I can guarantee you that. Okay, but seriously, what is that? Metal, earth, and, well, fire? That seriously can't be him. Really? Yes, I wish to confirm this better. Now, Haran is going to explain. If Bument would like to challenge the Avatar, he would be fully entitled to. They did expect this, and the Avatar will take on any challenger. If anybody here would like to step up, they can do so. Because the Avatar, they are very well trained, and he's fairly certain that he can take down everybody here. Especially because he was responsible for the incident that happened near Ba Sing Se yesterday. Now, a lot of people do go to quiet down, and they do just stay silent. The incident in Ba Sing Se, I mean, they heard that the city, it experienced an earthquake last night. I mean, like, ground-shaking earthquakes. And when they tried to find the nearby town, the one near it, the one with almost 200,000 people, it was gone. And, well, the people they could find, they were barely clinging to life. Now, their actions where Deku, he does just wants to stand there. And Bument, he does gonna walk forwards. As he's gonna reach out his hand, and Deku's gonna hold his hand, shaking Bument's before just simply giving a nod, and the two to go to walk outside. As Deku is gonna hold his hand, express for Bument to lead the way. Him walking past Deku, and going to walk outside. And we actually have Luna. Luna, she was very confused. She thought that Deku was the Avatar. I mean, she fully convinced herself that Deku was the Avatar. He was just trying to hide it. But he just got off of a plane with the Avatar. Her gonna run up, and directly up to the copy of Izuku. Hey, Izuku. Hey guys, are you guys good? Hey Luna, what's up? Not much. I'm just a little surprised. You okay, Luna? Oh, yeah, Koya. I'm fine. It's just, well, never mind. How are you doing? You look better. I'm doing okay. Um, yeah, Luna. We just got back from visiting my folks for a bit. We were gone for a while. You were. So, how did that go? You know, a little complicated, a little strange. Talked to my dad and almost got in a fight with him, but we we were gonna talk things out a bit. Had to blow off some steam and leave home for a minute, so we stayed at a place. Looked around, but really wasn't much to do. What happened to your face? Oh, uh, yeah, this. It's, it's no big deal. The other guy got it worse. The other guy? Were you attacked? Yeah. Um, a waterbender tried to rob me. And he didn't expect lightning, so there is that. Oh God. Does it look bad? No, I mean, it's a pretty big scar, but I still gotta keep it covered. And get the doctor to look at it whenever I get a chance. I might need antibiotics for it, 'cause I gotta eat. Right. Um, hey Koya, could I talk to you for a minute? Sure. Why? I wanted to talk to you about something, and I was curious. Okay, sure. Now, Koya and Luna were going to walk away, as there actually is the copy of Deku. The copy he actually does get to watch as his real counterpart. He does get to face off with Boomant. And Boomant, yeah, he's about to face off against the Avatar and test out his abilities. He's always wondered how he scaled to this guy. I mean, you hear this guy's supposed to be a legendary bender. But then again, this incarnation of him, he's probably a piece of shit. Maybe he doesn't know how to bend at all. Maybe he just don't talk, but if he really is responsible for that incident the other day, he's gotta be powerful, right? Hmm, okay. Let's test this out. Now, Boomin is gonna take up a stance, and Deku is gonna do the exact same thing. As Boomin, he does get ready, and suddenly they do go to announce to begin. Now, I don't believe I need to really explain what happens here. Boomit, he is a good skilled bender. Deku, though, he's a lot better. And Boomit, he is plainly beating the shit out of. He tries to attack Deku. Deku just goes to counter his attacks, take them out very easily, and immediately just go for a blow that would knock Boomit on his ass and out of breath. And whenever Boomit does try to attack Deku, he just goes to trap him in a, well, pillar of stone. Or just basically just try and conceal him and disable his movements. Now, he does just someone sit there. And the Avatar, they just go to look over at him, walk over, and bend down. Before just going to bring their finger up and flick him on the forehead. Before Boomit does someone go to get a bit annoyed, talking about how they need to let him go. And the Avatar just go to nod his head no. Before we're going to look over. And go to bring his hands up. And wave them outwards. Now, somebody they want to try and test the Avatar. And a ton of people, they're watching this. This is legit bending. Now, we actually have Yu. Yu, she's a lot more curious. Apparently, from what she heard about, the Avatar is here. The Avatar is here. Shit. Okay. Now, she was gonna somewhat walk out late. She was meditating all morning. And right now, she's watching something. There's a guy in a suit. And right now, he's taking on a waterbender and a firebender. And he's switching between both arts. What the hell is Izuku doing? That being her internal monologue. We actually have Deku, or the fake Izuku, and Kuya who do walk up behind her. Honestly, I don't know what he's doing. Her freezing, turning her head to look directly at him. Before looking back at him, and looking back. I'll explain it later. Can you explain it now? It's a lot. But just know you are seeing double. Okay, I thought I slipped into the spirit world and went insane for a minute. It's always a very likely possibility. Not funny. Oh, um, how's Zavu? Oh, he's fine. The big guy, he's sleeping though. I mean, he was in a real comfy nap before I got up. That's good. And has he gotten bigger again? The guy can barely fit through my door. Huh, right. Anyways, so what's been going on here? Not much. So, you killed the White Lotus. I might not want to say that out loud. Everyone's busy on the fight. Yeah, I know that. And aside from watching those guys get their ass handed to them, I'd rather not somebody overhear this by accident. The Avatar is literally right in front of us. I don't think they're going to confuse you both. Okay, well, at least be careful with the arms then. Why? If I take damage, I disappear. Okay, we're going to need to all sit down and talk about this. Yeah, okay. Well, think about it this way. I'm a fake. If I get hurt in any way, my illusion disappears. Okay, that's a bit better, I guess. Yeah. Anyways, now, the Airbender, or not the Airbender, the Benders do somewhat back down. After Deku, he does keep tossing them around and playing with them. And right now it does feel strange. Deku, he's watching everybody in front of him. And they're actually taking the news about the Avatar being here a lot better than he thought. They're not trying to bombard him with questions, they're not trying to get his autograph, they're not trying to do anything. They're just watching and observing. And it feels weird. Deku expected a lot more attention. Some people actually walked away from this match. They didn't want to see him fight them? Okay, that's a new one, I guess. Now, Deku, he's actually very surprised by this. And it also does feel very intriguing. And their actions were Haran. He does get to call the match after a few people, they just gave up. And Deku, he's just standing there. Him looking around, or just someone just going to break up his hand. And bring his fingers up to motion for someone to come at him. However, Haran is going to turn to Deku, expressing to the Avatar to not get too cocky. Right now they do need to get things a bit better and in order, because it is a rival. And right now, they all do need to know, the Avatar is their guest. He will not show his face to anybody. And if somebody does try to violate that, the Avatar does have the authority to not only incapacitate them, but if he does deem it that they have seen his face, he also does have the authority to kill anyone who does see it. Now, a few people are very surprised. Some thought about trying to get a peek under the hood. But right now, the idea of being killed for it, that's wow, okay, that's new. Now, Deku has been annoyed by Haran. However, he does understand why he may have just done that. People are probably going to try and attack the hood, and try to take it off. So, might as well nip that in the butt before it even starts. Okay, good. Now, Deku, he actually is taken to a room, where he does go to walk in and get things ready. Him getting ready to switch out with a copy. And Deku, he does go to bring off the hood and so take a breath of fresh air. That is very much hot inside. Okay. Note to self. Needs more breathing room. Now, there actually is where Deku, he does come to walk up to the door. The fake one. And we actually have Luna. Luna was talking with you. And you, she's actually very surprised by a few things Luna had to say. Luna was fully convinced that Deku was the Avatar. And it's just kind of weird. I mean, the guy talked about the Avatar once, but apparently he's not. I mean, for the last year, she totally thought it was him. The firebender thing, the waterbender thing, the training with Koya. I mean, yeah, he likes the girl and they're dating, but she's not too sure about that. And then there's the whole airbender thing he does have going on. I mean, meditating and what? Just being light on his feet? She's asked a few people. Earthbenders say that his movements are strange. And she tried to conduct her own little investigation. However, now she's have to somewhat admit she thought Deku was him. But now she does have to talk about how she's wrong. And you, she actually is somewhat laughing a bit. As they're actually, so the door is going to close behind the Avatar's room. And Deku is walking out. Oh, hey! Luna running up. And asking if the Avatar is inside. Yeah, he is. Why? Were you just talking to him? He doesn't talk. I mean, he draws on a notepad, but that's about it. So, he's not going to talk to anybody. He'll talk to you, but he's not vocal. Okay, that's weird. I mean, he's trying to conceal his identity, I guess. Okay, so, honestly, not gonna lie, I was convinced that you were the Avatar. Really? That's a little weird. I know, right? I mean, you're a very interesting guy, Zuko, don't get me wrong. But, I mean, he's here now. But, you know him, don't you? I don't know what you're talking about. Izuku, admit it. You know the Avatar. Uh, no. No, I don't. Izuku, tell me right now, and I'll buy you lunch. Lunch is free here. Okay, okay. Fine. Tell me, and I'll tell you a bit about how to get on Koya's good side. Oh, yeah, she's in a better mood. Yeah. I gotta go. Um, Later, guys. Deku turning and going to run off. And you and Luna do both somewhat look at that. Deku, he's in a better mood. I mean, a lot better mood, and so is Koya. That trip must have done them wonders. And Luna, she's gonna somewhat knock on the door. And right now, there actually is the fake Deku. The fake Deku, he does gonna look directly at Luna whenever he does go to open the door. Him also going to look at you, waving at both of them before going to somewhat bring them inside. And the two do try to ask questions to him. However, they get exactly what they were expecting. The notepad treatment. Now, Luna does ask questions, and she's trying to get answers as to how to improve her bending. And the Avatar, he basically gives us some advice as Izuku. And Luna, she's a bit annoyed. However, Yu does also somewhat try to explain it. She can help. However, it also will be off to use. I mean, strange to use. It's certain things that air nomads do. And she's a bit curious. What does the Avatar know about air nomad training? And Yu doesn't want to waste his chance. She's always wanted to try and train with airbending with Deku. And right now, she is about to have the opportunity. And Deku just doesn't stand up. him walking over to the wall and grabbing his hang glider. And Luna does directly go to look at that. No way. What's going on? The Avatar holding out the hang glider as you just go to walk over, grabbing it and looking at it. Holy cow. This thing is so freaking cool. Can I try this out? I'm gonna nod. No way. What's going on with that? It's different from yours. Yeah, but look at it. I mean, this thing is more aerodynamic and plus it looks a lot cooler than the plain aerodynamic gliders. Really? Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. They're amazing, but these newer age gliders, I've heard a lot about them. And I have been dying to test one out, but they cost money and aeronautics don't use money. Huh. Right, right. So, you have fun with that. I'll stick around here. Um, Hopefully that I can get some answers out of him. No. Luna does stay, and you just gotta leave. As the Avatar is gonna sit down and meditate. And Luna is gonna watch. The Avatar going to bring his hands up and pull off the sleeves or pull off the gloves covering his hands. And Luna would go to stare. As Deku is going to meditate, and Luna would go to do the exact same thing. Now, Luna does sit there and ask him questions. Him routinely stopping and writing things down before going to just slide it over towards her. And she does watch. Now, this copy of Deku, he thinks for a minute though. Luna already suspected him, right? I mean, maybe they can just let her in on the secret. That he's the Avatar. Maybe, yeah, that sounds like something he'd do. Cause honestly, right now this is both boring and annoying to do. Especially with her. I mean, how is he supposed to give her advice about things that he can't even vocalize? Let alone write down. Okay. Well, I'll have to talk with himself. That's annoying. And see what he thinks. If he does decide to reveal the identity, then that's going to be at least somebody else in his inner circle. Plus, there's also the fact that he does need to learn about water trap healing. Now, the real Deku, he did something somewhat smart whenever he left the White Lotus base. He took some of the scrolls he knew that they had there. The scrolls were used to teach him whenever he was there when he was a lot younger. He wondered if they still had them. And surprise, surprise, they still did. Some of the stuff here is very, very important information. However, Deku, he took what he could on the Water Tribe and healing techniques. And he also did take something very intriguing. He found a small little vial containing water. He didn't exactly know what it was used for, but he's pretty sure this is pretty important. I mean, the way it was put inside there, the way it was stored, it doesn't look important, but it obviously is. I mean, why else would you keep this inside of a safe? A locked metal container. It has some sort of value. But he doesn't know what it is. He has a clue for it to be healing water, but he's wondering about exactly what degree it is. Is it from the water tribe, or is it just some water that a bender used to enhance? Or is it from a healing spring? Okay. Well then, this is intriguing. The water from the water tribe, it can actually heal your injuries if a talented enough bender does use it. But that's just the thing. He's talentless when it comes to water tribe healing. So perhaps I'll have to look into those scrolls a bit. That'd be what I could just think. And we do actually have in his room with Koya. The two are both looking over the information and checking it. It seems odd. I mean, they can try and practice this on his scar, but there's not much else to do. They could also try and take it to the doctor. I mean, they know more, right? And perhaps they can actually heal the Earthbender's eyes. And Deku, he does think about that. If he does do that, though, it's gonna be a bit strange. But at the same time, they know who he is. So perhaps he can handle it that way. Now, Deku, he is curious about it. And right now, he does want to come up with a bit of a story to explain how that could happen. All of a sudden, this guy who can barely see has his vision entirely restored. That'll be a bit strange. However, for right now, that's the least of his issues. As for Ron, he actually just wants to prepare his people for their next mission and for a job with All for One. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed and have an amazing night. I'll catch you guys in the next part.